Hello, Minecrafters and Redstoners. I'm Natanis Likens, and welcome back to my creative world. We are going to go over the cow farm that I designed in the last Mad Scientist video, and this will be a tutorial on how to build it. And it'll be the second attempt at doing this tutorial because the first time I didn't check to make sure that OBS was on. Yeah, yeah, that happened. So we built this one. Uh, thought I was recording, and come to find out, OBS wasn't even on, so I've got to completely redo this all over again. So let's get that out of the way, and let's go talk about the resources first. Okay, so first off, we're going to need roughly about a stack and 6 rails, 54 cauldrons along with 54 lava buckets, approximately 36 powered rails, 10 hoppers, I still have not corrected that, 9 redstone blocks, 2 chests. For now, we are making a very simple storage system. You can make a more extravagant one later if you so desire. We're going to need about 7 levers, 1 minecart hopper, 1 minecart. You're actually going to need 16 and then 14 birch signs. That is a mistake that I noticed in the first iteration of the video that I thought I recorded. 8 birch fences. Birch fences? You don't need birch. It can be whatever fence type you want, but it does have to be a fence type and not a wall type. And then 80 honey blocks. You're also going to need about 17 cows. Now, per usual, what I do with these videos, I am not including building blocks in this, and that is because you can decorate this any way you want. The first few iterations, I just used polished diorite because, nobody uses diorite. And then in this one, I decided I wanted to go a little bit fancier, and we have wax cut copper. As you can see in my hand, I am going to be using red nether brick for the next one that we do, and hopefully get it recorded correctly. So with that being said, you are going to need probably a shulker box worth of building blocks. I will say 1 stack of slabs is probably going to be sufficient. And then for glass, you need approximately 6 stacks plus 20, maybe a little bit more. I did notice that I did some different things on this one, which meant that there's actually more glass than what is actually in here. So probably 9 stacks of glass will get you through the entire build as we go with it. And I'm going to break this up into sections, so let's get started and build this thing. Okay, starting off, I want you to find a point where that is going to be the center of, not really the farm, but the center of the first section we are going to build. And from there, that is where everything is going to spread out from. Once you do that, we need to go ahead and build our collection system. So we're just going to slap down 2 chests over here. Again, you can make a more complex storage system. Let's leave it at that. So we're going to take hoppers. We're going to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 from there. And then right alongside these, we're going to go out 2 with our building block. And we're going to go all the way down the line up until that last hopper. That is where we're actually going to stop, just like that. Now down the center, we're just going to take our 9 redstone blocks and add those there, and then we're going to come out from this 2 more blocks, just like so. Now right here on this corner, I want you to come up 1 right there, and that's going to be it for the actual structure. Now we are going to take our rails and put the rails in here, and I want you guys to do this in a specific order. That way we don't mess up how the rails are all connected. So first off, we're going to come right here on top of that hopper right there, and we're going to turn them right in that corner right there. So now we're going to take our power rails, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 right there, take our regular rails, go around this corner, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 powered rails all the way to the wall there. Now, because I am building in the ground, you may be building above the ground, so you will need extra blocks along this wall right here. But if you're following this and you went ahead and dug down 2 blocks like I have here, then you won't have to worry about extra building blocks on that side. But let's go ahead and fill in all this area with our rails. Okay, once you got all your rails in, you should have a nice little S-curve that is going to allow the hopper minecart to hit up against this wall, bounce back, and go down the entire line all over again in this S pattern. Now, in order to make sure that your minecart is always running, I suggest enclosing this entire thing in glass. That way you can look in and see at any given time that yes, your minecart is still running. Now, once you got that area completely blocked in, we're going to take our building blocks and we are going to go all the way around this, just like so. You're going to find your center point on this, which I believe is actually 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, right there. You're going to leave this section open. So we're going to put a little lip right there so that we know exactly where our entrance is, and we are just going to fill this all in. Again, you probably want to put your minecart there either before or after you filled it all in. It really matters to you, but for the purpose of this, I don't want to hear the minecart constantly going while I'm building this alongside you guys and showing you exactly how to, so I am not going to put the minecart in there just yet. Okay, that's good. We've got it all filled in. Now we're going to come to each one of these corners. We're going to put a single block in the corners, just like so. We can actually block in this entire section right here, and then we're going to take our glass and add 1 layer of glass along the edges, just like so. And now we've got a nice little box like this. Then we're going to come up here, we're going to come in and put 1 more layer of our building block all the way around, just like this. And we are almost done with the collection chamber for the baby cows. Now we're going to go ahead and before we go any further, we're going to fill in this top section here all with cauldrons. Just go ahead, spam all your cauldrons all the way inside this thing, just like so. And it will take you a little bit of time, so I do apologize for being quiet. For the purpose of this, we are, just kind of experimenting with making videos such. Okay, now that we've got all that in, I see that I don't have my lava bucket. Now we can go ahead and fill all of this in with lava, just like this. And just go ahead and spam all your lava in every one of these. What this is going to do is we have just created our kill chamber, and when the baby cows grow into adults, the lava cauldrons will actually kill the adults. Now, once we are here, we can go ahead and do a couple of things, and this is just depending on you and what order you want to do in. First off, we got to find our center again. We're going to come in 2 of the cauldrons here, right in the middle, and we're going to put half slabs on these 6 cauldrons right here. Then we are going to take our full blocks and go all the way around this, just like so. Now that we've got this enclosed in, we can take our glass and go 1 level of glass right here. This is going to allow us to put a adult cow in here, and that adult cow is not going to be able to escape. It also means that it's not going to potentially fall into the lava cauldrons, which so far in my testing, I have not seen that happen. It is a concern. I don't know if it's possible, so we're just going to do it like this. Just add a little area just like that. And now that you've got that area built, you can actually add your adult cow in there, just like so. Now, we aren't quite finished with this area just yet. We are going to enclose this entire thing with a layer of your building blocks as well, and we are going to go 2 high all the way around this, just like so. And that is your killing chamber and collection chamber completely done. Okay, I left out a detail. I need to add an amendment. Before you put all your cauldrons in there, we're going to put a sign right there. And then on the side of that, we're going to add another sign. This is going to block the water that we are going to do in our next section. And now that you got your collection chamber completed, we are going to come right to this hole right here that we left earlier. And we're going to come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks right there, put a block here, and that is where your water channel is going to be. Before we go any further, we are going to go ahead and add our 4 signs right here. This is going to block the water from the next layer up. And right alongside those, we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with honey. We're going to fill this area in right here, just like so. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Now from there, I do suggest blocking this all in, just like so. And now you're ready for the next layer. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to add 1 right there, 2, 3, 4, 5, and fill this all in, except for that, just like so. And then same as before, we are going to block this all in. And then over to the other side, exact same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3. Just like so. And then we're going to come to these sections right here. We're going to go to that block, add our sign, 1, 2, 3, and 4 signs there. Same thing on the other side right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right there, and that is your collection chamber almost, your collection method almost completed. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to add our water right there so we don't forget about it. We're going to go with our glass. We're going to come to this corner here, 1 block away from it. We're going to come up 2 with glass and just fill this all the way down to the same point on the other side. And then we're going to go around the edges as well. Same kind of deal, leaving 1 space on the corners, because that is where we are going to start building our pillars up. So now that you got the glass in there, let's just go ahead and add in our corners, or if you went ahead and did that beforehand, that's fine. It doesn't really matter what order you do it in, so long as you do that. Now that we've got this area in, we can actually go ahead and add in our water for the collection. Just like so. Except for that, that's not good. Give me 1 second to fix that. And there is your water so that the baby cows are collected up properly. Now we're going to go all the way around this in your building block, just 1 time, all the way around, 1 layer, however you want to put that. And just like that, we have got something that resembles this. Okay, now that we're at this stage, we're ready to build our towers that are going to house the breeding chambers. So first things first, I want you to come to this corner, any of the corners you want, and we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are going to build a little bridge right across there. The same thing over on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then straight across. Now we're going to come to the little boxes on each one of the corners. We are going to put 1 block there so that we know exactly where our tower is actually going to be. And from that block, we are going to go up 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Until you have a structure like that, and then we're just going to fill this all in with glass. Every inch of this is going to be filled in with glass. Well, except for the top layer. You want your glass to go all the way up except for the 11th spot. The 11th, leave blank. That's where we're going to add some more building blocks so that gives a little bit of a structured look. And looks like it's kind of sturdy. So give me just a few seconds more to fill this all in. I know I get quiet on you guys. That is kind of, a problem because in the middle of building, what do you say? I mean, you're making a tutorial. And we are almost done with the glass. And I want you to make that exact same thing on the other side as well. And while you guys are working on that, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the other side. Now that you got your twin towers up, I want you to come to the glass level, and we're going to go one below it. So you should have the one glass there and one down. You should start building your AFK rail system all the way around. And we are doing this in such a way that we are going to be facing to the right side of this farm. Right side as in, if you're looking at it from this direction, this would be the right. So we are just going to take this all the way around, and that is going to be where your rails go eventually. For now, what I want you to do is you're going to grab your slabs, and we are going to go ahead and put slabs right across this section here. This is where we are going to be feeding the cows through. And same thing on this side, where your rail system is, just right along here. Just add your slabs in. Now we can come in and fill this all in with your building block of choice on both sides, just like so. Now, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to take your fence posts, and on that same level where your rail system is going to be, we are going to put our fence post right through the center there, right in the middle, just like so. Now I want you to take your signs, and we're going to go on this glass block right here and add 4 signs all the way across, just like we did with the water on the lower sections. Now, we need to get water in there, and because we got fence posts there, that means that if we try to put the water there, it's going to waterlog those fence posts. So instead, I want you to put a temporary block somewhere in the middle, doesn't matter where, and we are going to put water right against that glass, right against the block, and then against this glass again, and delete that block, and as you'll see, it will fill in all on its own. Once again, we are going to come over here, put sign there, sign, 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 and then 1, 2, 3, 4 signs all over again. Temporary block right in the middle, water against the glass, water against the glass, water against the block, remove the block, and there you go. That is our breeding chamber almost complete. Next thing I want you to do is take some half slabs, and we are going to go right across the top here with our half slabs. That will keep the adults from falling out while the babies are going to be able to get underneath this. Now we're going to put blocks on the side here, and we are going to come out 1, 2, 3 blocks there. Leave yourself a gap. This is how you're going to get your cows in. Again, on the other side, same thing. Slab, 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 block, block, slab, 2, 3 with slabs. And so you got to this stage, it's time to move your cows in. And if you don't know how to move mobs very easily, this is what I'm going to recommend for you. We are going to come right here, put a couple of blocks right there beside the opening, leave that open. We're going to come up to here, all the way across this. And then we're going to come up 2 more, and this is going to be your little wall section that will keep the cows from falling out into places that they should not be. And just go all the way around just like that. So we got a little chamber here that leads down into the breeding chamber. We're going to come down here, we're going to put a sign right there just temporarily so that we can block the water once we got the cows in there. I'm going to go ahead and spawn them in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now the cows will get pushed a little bit, but you'll see that they actually kind of stop right there. What we can do is just plop down our water right there, and it is going to push all of the cows down into our breeding chamber, just like so. And now they are in there. So we can go ahead and get rid of all of this. Just give me a second to clean it all up, and we will talk about how to close up the gap that we have now created. Okay, so all the cows are in there, and you will notice that you cannot actually put a block there. There's an easy way to get that half slab in there. So we're going to put a temporary block right there. We're going to put our half slab against it, temporary block, remove the middle one, and now facing that block there, we're going to put our piston. You can use a button. All I have at the moment is a lever, so we're just going to use a lever. And now you can see that the slab is where it is supposed to be. So we can go ahead and get rid of all of that. Go ahead and do that. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go get the cows and put them in the other side. All right, we're on the home stretch. We're almost done. All we got to do is put in the rails for the AFK system in order to just sit here in the minecart and feed the cows. So right here in this corner, we're going to put a powered rail there. We're going to come over here, do the same thing, and then in the other side, we are also going to do that. Now, it's not really important where, but somewhere in the middle here, put a powered rail and straight across, put another one. Doesn't really matter where. And then we can connect this all up with just regular rails, just like so. And give me a second to actually get all these in place. Okay, now that we got that, we need to take our levers, put them next to the powered rails and turn them on. And this will create our little loop. The important thing to note here is that we are going to be facing to the right of this farm the entire time. That is why we have the loop in the way that we do and the breeding window where it is. Now we can just take our cart, put it down, get inside the cart, and start pushing forward in order to actually feed the cows. Now, if you've never used this trick before, you're going to have to follow me very carefully on this. So we're going to hold down right click, and this will start activating using the wheat so that we can feed the cows. And I want you to hit F3, and you should get this window here, and let go of the controls. And you can see that I am now AFK feeding these cows. My hands are completely off the controls, and that's how that works. Now, one thing I will say is you could add a wheat replenishing system to this, maybe put an activator rail somewhere that will send a signal to a dropper and it'll drop some wheat for you. That's a system that I may do on a later date. I'm going to have to invent that for this, or maybe there is one out there. However, for the purpose of this farm, it's not really necessary, but you will run out of wheat as it is set up right now. But yeah, that is the farm. And if you're worried about the minecart continuing on, if you ever get out of it, let's just show this right now. I'm going to get out of the cart. As you can see, the minecart will eventually start slowing down and completely stop. There you go, right there, it is completely stopped. So it doesn't really matter that we don't have this completely powered as far as the minecart is concerned. The momentum of the player being in it is what will allow it to keep going. And if the player is not in it, it's going to stop somewhere on your rail system, which means that you can come back to this later and not worry about where your minecart has gone to or trying to get in it, because it's not going to continue cycling. All you got to do is just jump in it and then face the correct direction and get the cart moving again, and then put yourself facing the right direction so you can feed the cows again. Just for demonstration purposes, I will get out of the cart again, and you will see that eventually the cart will stop on its own. And right there, it has stopped over there. So there you go. Now, as far as the rest of it, um, you will see that the baby cows are now down here underneath the cauldrons. And once they grow up into adults, the cauldrons will catch them on fire and kill them. We haven't gotten any just yet. I don't know why I'm checking that. The reason we put this cow up here is so that the babies are actually pathfinding to it, which means that they are not going to be anywhere near the edges of the farm. So if they grow up into adults, they are not going to clip through the outer walls and they will stay inside there. I've done many tests with this for many hours, and so far my findings with this is we're not getting raw beef, we're no longer getting escapes. So this farm should do you really good in producing steak and leather. So let me guys know if you enjoyed this, and I really hope you did. And if you really enjoyed it, please hit that like button. And if you guys absolutely loved it, please think about subscribing. And if you build this in your own world or on your server, send me a screenshot over on Twitter. It is right there in my descriptions where my Twitter is, along with my Twitch and any possible kind of contact information you guys want within reason. Obviously, we're still a very small YouTube channel, so there are some things that I haven't done yet. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you next time. I don't know what we're going to get into, but whatever it is, I hope to see you guys then. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.